Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. So,
Yeah. I can't remember what we're doing. The next day.
the next day, you are sent on patrol. The entire tribe moves together as a group, but you have the people on mounts that will kind of raid, not raid, but do patrols.
Okay.
So, as I said before, there are 5 mounts for the tribe. The chief has 2. I'm sorry, there's 6 mounts for the tribe. The chief has 2 for himself. The other 4 belong to sub-chiefs, but unless they're actually going into combat, those are also used as scouting mounts because the tribe can't afford or hasn't been able to acquire mounts for all of you guys individually.
Should have grabbed that horse.
Have we discussed what type of mounts these are yet?
No, we have not.
All right, I think we've just left it as mounts. These are... I don't think they're wargs. I think they might just be horses.
I think we had mentioned they were horses. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought you meant what kind of horses.
No. They are horse mounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
Anyway, so
still
you and
Clydesdale.
3 others are moving together in the patrol, kind of like making sure to
Right.
scout the head the head of the group.
Yeah. My slave will not be with me. When we're in camp, I probably leave her chained up in my tent, like in a spike. When we're traveling, is it possible to let her? Like, how do the slaves typically travel? Are they in?
The slave master keeps track of all the slaves. They're
Are they in
chained
a
from
cage?
one to the other to the other to the other, and just walked along in a line with
Okay.
the 5-foot chains from their necks, just like.
Okay, so during travel, she's back with the slave master, and then but she doesn't stay in the cage with them. She stays in my tent.
Yeah. Cool. So I need a perception check from you.
Yeah. How many of
And
us are there? And I'm on a horse.
there are 4 of you total. And you are on a horse.
21.
Okay. So, as you guys are getting to near the road, because the whole tribe is moving back northward generally, you're still raiding, or planning on raiding, but you are about to cross the road.
Okay. The road from Redport to Clydesdale.
Yes.
All right.
Let's bring up the map for everyone else to see. Yeah, that road. It's not on the map, but there is a road from Redport to Clydesdale. As you are roughly crossing that road, there is a kind of a ooh, ooh, ooh noise being shouted from somewhere, and you see a group of kind of what is it called? Not misshapen, but a group of humans with mismatched weapons and armor leaping out from behind rocks and dropping out of trees. It looks
Yeah.
like some sort of ambush, except these people are not in colors of official names or anything.
How many? So of the hobgoblins with us, is any of them a sub chief?
No.
Okay. So I will bark out an order to. I should.
Well, they
Back to
do
the
get a
tribe.
surprise round on you.
Oh, they do surprise us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's finish out the surprise round. They leap out of these trees. You can start yelling back to the tribe.
Okay. This is the next day.
This
so
is
I
the
haven't
next
gained
day.
any HP. Okay.
Right. There are shots with bows against all of you. You miss. One of your buddies gets hit.
Can I count how many arrows? So it would look like 4 arrows.
4 archers, and 4 warriors, roughly.
Okay.
And you guys are all wearing like studded leather. What's Hobgoblin AC?
I think it's like 5 or 6. Usually it is. It doesn't. It's usually better than studded leather. But
Yeah, but we don't have chainmail.
yeah,
readily
I mean,
available.
they AC 10 plus armor.
Yeah.
They probably have shields.
Yeah, but shields wouldn't have been. Well, no, you're a patrol party. You would keep your weapons and armor up at all time. So you guys have studded leather with shields, brings you to 14 AC. That's still a hit then.
Perfect. That's my AC as well.
Yeah. So 2 of your brethren get hit. One of them actually drops out of his horse entirely, or off his horse entirely, and just like falls to the ground dead. And then Bowman gets second attacks that round, and they all miss their second attacks. So eight arrows total fly, 2 at each of you. One guy drops to the ground dead. The others, one guy takes an arrow. The rest of you are missed. Racing towards you with kind of like rusty swords and not broken, but like awkward spears that, some of them look like they've been repaired before. The equivalent of medieval duct tape wrapped around the haft. Come up at you guys on your horses.
Are these war horses or just riding horses?
These are just riding horses.
So they probably won't take to combat very well.
No, not very well at all. Oops. Another guy drops down dead. Another hobgoblin comes down dead as 2 warriors come up with spears and skewer him equally. He drops off his horse. The horse that he was on freaks out, kicks up in the air and starts to run away. The other horse is just kind of standing around, making strange noises and moving a little bit, but not really running. And now we roll initiative for the 2 of you.
Right. I'm shouting, "Back to the tribe! Cut down the humans as we ride." And I'm going to go towards the horse without the rider. And just attempt to collect the horse, grab its reins, pull it alongside me.
Sure.
So the rider fell off onto the ground.
Yes. There is a human adjacent to your horse. Yes, please give me initiative. There's a human adjacent to your horse, so if you move him, they will get an attack of opportunity, which he may or may not take.
At the horse, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't know.
Just give me a group initiative. Okay. So you got an 8. They get an 8. Roll again. I don't want groups to tie. 6. You go first.
Okay. So I provoke an attack of opportunity on my horse.
The warrior opts not to take it.
Okay. All right. So I run right over to the horse with the hobgoblin that was shot off of it, and grab the reins and. Yeah, I moved for a tactical retreat.
Just give me a melee attack at the reins, because they're kind of awkward to get as you ride past.
Modified by Dex?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay, so as you go up to get the reins, you try and make a swipe at them, but they're just too awkward to reach. You can grab them for sure if you expose yourself to an enemy.
Expose? Oh, like so there's a guy near them?
Yeah, because the people killed the hobgoblin on the horse. You come up from the other side of the horse, try and grab the reins, can't get it.
This hobgoblin got shot with an arrow.
Oh, this guy. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But I probably have to stop and spend the round getting a hold of the reins. Is there?
Yeah, it'll take a half move. You can only get a half move away if you get close enough to get the reins.
That's fine. I don't want it. I also don't want to be the first to retreat amongst my men. So I'll pause. I'll get control of the horse.
Okay.
And actually, I'll look down. I'll take this moment to, while I'm getting my shit together, getting the reins, to take a look at the body of the hobgoblin on the ground.
Arrow in him.
Yeah. Is he totally fucked? Or you said dead, but do I think...
No, he's still breathing.
I'll decide what I do next round after seeing how this round goes.
You can still make a half move away this round if you get the reins.
What are the hobgoblin? What are the other... Shit, there's only one rider left, right?
Only one other rider.
What is he doing?
He is turning and galloping away. He gets 1 attack of opportunity against him. It hits him.
Him or the horse?
For 2, but he's got 7 HP, so he's okay.
Okay. All right, no, in that case, I'll take this horse and flee.
Okay. You guys ride out. Archers get shots at you guys this round as you ride away. Miss.
Probably at medium and then long range or something.
Yeah. That's still a hit, but not a crit on you.
And me?
You take a single point of damage. And they get second shots at the end of the round. Your guy has moved 240 yards. You've moved probably... You're galloping, or you're trying to go as quickly as possible.
I think that's long range, or at least medium range.
You'd still be at medium range. Doesn't matter. He rolled an 8 anyway.
Okay.
And next round they'll get, in theory, at least one attack at long range, which is -5, which does not hit.
Okay.
No. Okay. But you guys all gallop back to your tribe together. The two of you gallop back to your tribe together, and you see the tribe moving over the hills. As you
Yeah.
approach, the chief
I
is
shout. I'm like,
red-faced and angry, seeing you guys come back towards him.
all right.
What do you shout?
Ambush. I said.
The chief grumbles.
I like point behind. I said, all right. Yeah. At least 8 men, poorly armored, on the road just ahead.
Where are the other horses?
There is only one horse that's missing.
Oh, that's right. You grabbed one.
So I'm riding my horse and I'm dragging another horse along.
Where is the other horse?
It was spooked in the battle and fled.
You have lost us a valuable asset, haven't you?
Which horse was it? I mean,
This is a horse.
Indeed, a grave mistake. But the goddess gives and the goddess taketh. The horse. She brought us. I brought us one horse, and she has seen fit to take another away.
He asks for the location of riders. Of the ambush. The other hobgoblin replies, and he sends out a troop of 20 to go find and deal with them. Meanwhile, he has the rest of the camp stay put and build camp for the day.
So he just camps right where we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes into his tent and stays in there for the rest of the day until the crew comes back from trying to find the ambush.
Yeah.
They come back alive, but with 2 fewer hobgoblins. The chief is very upset at this information. He's lost a lot of hobgoblins in the last month. Your tribe has what? You lost 5 or 6 earlier, 2 right now, 2 more in here. So you've lost quite a few men this month.
You? Me?
You guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge.
No. The chieftain is in his tent for most of the night. Is there anything in particular you would like to do?
I'll give him the space. I mean, I didn't talk back when he put the blame on me, but
right.
I'm no scout. I assume one of the other guys I was riding with was probably has better eyes. Probably was more of a tracker.
Okay. Seems to be a growing resentment within the ranks of the hobgoblins.
Resentment of.
Well, as I said before, a lot of people have died. A lot of hobgoblins have died. Some buddies have died. And while you guys have become marginally wealthier, it's they're arguing over whether it was worth it or not. Some guys are saying that you've lost all these people and you've only been knocking over little towns, little villages that put up no resistance.
So they're blaming the raids. It sounds like.
Yeah. Other guys are saying, "Hey, we've been doing so well that we've lost all these people to pre-planned ambushes against us. Clearly things are going well in our favor. We just need to deal with these ambushes. It's not the chief's fault. Our deaths are a sign of our success."
So I'm not a charismatic man, so I stay out of the conversation. I hood overhead, lurk in the shadows, and sort of listen to the grumblings of the tribe. But I don't put forth any suggestions. I'm grateful that they're blaming the strategic decisions of the tribe and not getting superstitious and be like, well, ever since Silac started making these dealings with Verasi, shit's gone south. So I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that they seem to be blaming this poor strategy on the raids.
Morning comes, and as you wake up and build the fire, you notice that there are still 4 hobgoblins awake from last night, talking and drinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna make note of who they are.
Okay.
I don't know if you care to assign names. I mean,
Well, there's one of them in particular that stands out. His name is Garth.
Garth. Is he a sub chief or just a regular hobgoblin?
He is a sub chief, and actually his brother was killed during that first ambush that we went through a few weeks ago.
Okay. Okay.
Garth and his brother were close,
Close.
and
Close.
close. And he's been kind of bitter about it ever since. He'd always blamed, why would you send a third of our troops to attack the road, and a third to stay here, and a third to do this? Like that's it's a. He's been bitching about that decision since it happened, politely in the shadows. But he's still awake right now, a little bit drunk, not that drunk. And as the chieftain comes out, Garth stands before him, battle axe in hand, and says, "Chieftain, I challenge you." Which is not an uncommon thing. The only way to move up in the ranks is to challenge the existing chieftain. So the whole tribe settles in to watch the battle between Garth and... Did we assign a name to your chief?
Hammerhead is the current
Between
chief.
Garth and Hammerhead.
Contemplating whether to intervene. I think for now I'm just going to see how this plays. Like, this shit happens all the time. Sort of the natural order of things.
Yeah.
It would probably not be a good idea for me to shake things up and say, no, you will not fight.
Okay. Well, you can I'll just play out the rounds one by one, and you can decide when and if you want to intervene.
Yeah.
So Garth goes first.
So form a circle.
Yeah. Garth goes first, missing wildly. Hammerhead comes in afterwards, taking a whap with his battle axe, which he hits for 5. Oof. Garth is looking pretty bad. The axe takes him like in the chest down to about his navel. He's bleeding pretty profusely, but he stays to his feet. Hammerhead follows up the attack with a resounding critical to the side of Garth's head. And I think that's probably going to kill him.
Who's who?
Hammerhead. Hammerhead's your existing chief.
Yeah, you said Garth. I don't know. So Hammerhead dealt the first blow.
Hammerhead's dealing the second blow as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Garth is just getting...
Yeah, Hammerhead comes in with a second blow, whaps Garth, kind of like the base of the neck. It cuts through him. It crits him. He rolls a natural 1 on his critical versus death, and then a 2 on his next save. Hammerhead, I think, probably just kills him right here. What's 8 severity, 9 location on slashing versus humanoids?
Critical hits, slashing versus humanoids. 9 is the right arm. 8 severity, hand severed.
Okay, he doesn't hit him on the neck. He cuts off Garth's hand.
Garth's right hand.
Right hand. Garth collapses to the ground, cries out in pain as he bleeds to death before the entire tribe.
I stride forward and pick up the severed hand from the ground and hold it up. I say, "Behold, the symbol of our goddess," and I raise the right hand over my head as I command my skeletal hand to crawl up my arm and like grab onto my wrist.
The tribe kind of, as your hand crawls up your arm.
Our dark mistress has taken great favor upon the Chief Hammerhead. Long may he reign. Long may he bring death upon this land. I point to the fallen, I guess the bleeding out hobgoblin on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
This is what will come of those of you that oppose us.
There's a cry from the crowd.
Hobgoblins, unite!
Firebrand! 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 They start chanting.
Yeah, I switch that up to Hammerhead. So
Hammerhead! Hammerhead! It takes them a little while to shift over, but they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hammerhead acts cool, ignores the entire event, goes and gets his breakfast.
He knows what I did.
He knows. Okay.
Although I probably would have done the exact same thing if he had lost.
Nobody else knows that, though. Okay. So the rest of the day is pretty uneventful. You guys have made camp. You've cleared the bandits. One of the guys comes back and mentions to you guys this morning that he found this parchment on the bandits, and it appears it's written in common. It is a wanted poster. 1 gold piece per hobgoblin. All you need to bring is the right year of the hobgoblin into town, into Redport, and you will get 1 gold for every hobgoblin slain. Appears there is a bounty on you, on all y'all.
As expected.
It is signed by a Lord Waverly.
Lord Waverly.
Yes. You've not heard of this man before.
But this is Redport.
It is from Lord Waverly of Redport, yes.
Interesting. Considering there was a Lord Jacob of Redport that sent the last note.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stowing that away in my brain box, but I don't think I make any significance of this
Okay.
note. I mean, if it was brought to me to translate or whatever, I would have someone else read it.
It was brought to you and the chief at breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
The chieftain seems to be in a pretty good mood for the rest of the day. And you spend the next 4 days, if you don't want to do anything, just traveling around, raiding small villages. Few deaths among the villagers. They mostly flee as soon as they see you coming. You take what you want. You gain another 3 horses over the course of the 4 days.
I'll point that out to the chieftain as a good omen.
He grumbles his agreement. And on the 5th day, you guys arrive down back at the beach. You lead the party, the whole tribe, back down to where you've met the Kuoa. And the chieftain says, "We shall set up here ahead of time and wait for them. Where will they come from?"
I point to the sea.
"They will emerge from the very waters themselves."
Indeed.
Strange.
Powerful and fearsome potential monstrous allies.
"They had better be as powerful as you say."
Fuck. All right, so I assume we make a camp on the beach and party it up.
Yeah, there's outposts put up on the bluffs. Excuse me. Yeah.
How far? We're a couple of days west of the skewered pig cave, correct?
You're 10 miles from it.
Okay. But yeah, so I don't think I have time to make it out there. I'll chill at the camp.
You could. I mean, it's 10 hours. If you went out there, you would get back. Yeah, because it's 10 hours there, 10 hours back. So yeah, you would be back by like tomorrow.
Can I borrow a horse?
You would have to ask the chief if you want to use a horse for non-scouting purposes.
Yeah, I'll tell the chief I set a man trap on the beach just 10 miles east of here. Would it be all right if I borrowed a horse to check for any quarry?
Give me a charisma check at +4.
Yikes.
+4 because you seem to have improved. So, oh god. Somehow it comes out a little bit more as like, "Give me a horse to do this." It didn't come out quite as the polite request you had hoped it would, and
like,
the
"No,
chieftain
I
is
guard you
not.
tonight."
Absolutely not. We need our horses for everything. In fact, send in Brack. Brack, send patrols out in all directions. Make sure no one's coming. Take all the horses. He glares at you.
A wise course.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Okay.
I hang out with the elf. I need a cooler name for her. She my fairy godmother.
Maybe. Okay. Cool. So the next day arrives eventually.
Okay. By now I've healed up to full and filled up my spell slots.
Nice.
Same.
At the zenith of high tide, out from the waters emerge like 4 dozen Kuatoa. They're basically flounders on feet. They're very thin, but quite long. About 5 feet tall, a little bit some significantly shorter than you guys, but with these nasty serrated spears.
How many of them did you say emerged?
About 4 dozen.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
But then again, there's about 6 dozen of you hobgoblins right
Yeah,
now.
but like most of those are female.
Yeah,
Or some of
hobgoblin
them.
females are
Some of
like
them are
Mongol
female.
females from Genghis Khan's era.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the fighting force, but you seriously don't want to fuck with them. They're, yeah.
Yeah.
I've, well, we can get into that in the break, but I've been listening to a lot of hardcore history since we departed.
Nice.
I've done
Getting
all the Punic
inspiration.
Wars and like 2/3 of the way, or 1/3 of the way through the Fall of the Republic, plus a couple of singles. It's good stuff.
Awesome.
Anyway, the lead Kuatoa, you think it might be the same one from last time, but let's be honest, they're fishmen. You can't tell them apart. But this one speaks
Yeah.
common, so it might be the guy from
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah. So I go to parlay with them,
Okay.
presumably the chief as well.
The chief steps up. The 4 sub chiefs file in behind you guys. So you have like 2 and then 4, and they have like 1 and then like 48 or 47.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the chief goes,
I have been told that you seek the death of those in Redport.
I see. Kuatoa, this is our chieftain Hammerhead. And I let the chieftain respond if he has anything to say.
the chieftain muses and grumbles a little bit in Hobgoblin and replies, destruction of Redport would be good for us. I hope it would be good for you too. Maybe together we can destroy them. The not the Hobgoblin, the Kuoto replies back,
We want the sailing.
excuse me. He replies back, we want the sailing ships to be destroyed. It's killing my voice to do that fish thing. We want the sailing ships to be destroyed. There's like a back and forth, and it appears that both the Hobgoblins and the Kuatoa would like to see Redport destroyed, or at least like diminished in military strength. But the consensus comes between the two of them that there's just not enough power between the
Yeah. So at this point,
Firebrand and the
I'll
Kuatoa.
chime in, and I will say, in my visions, Verossi has shown me the fall of Redport. Great armies of hobgoblins and Kuatoa and many other creatures. We must unite this land and tear down this desecration, this
The Hobgoblin chieftain
infestation of humans.
turns to you and says, "You have not spoken of these other races before. What other creatures are with us in your visions?"
I did I not tell you? I think I did actually say there were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't
so
say
there were-
fishmen.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't even see fishmen. I was great towering giants and ogres, organized and united under the hobgoblin rule. Perhaps the siege will not take place this day, this month, even this year. But it is great that our tribes are speaking, uniting.
The Kuatoa says,
How does he take
The
Lord of
two
Vision.
Kuatoa goes.
Find
To
these
his
other tribes. Meet us back here in 30 tides.
Jesus. The deadlines.
Your Hobgoblin chief looks to you and says in Hobgoblin, "Can you find giants and ogres within 14 days?"
I know not. Verossi is cryptic with these visions. I reply back in Hobgoblin.
It is your duty. And he turns back to the others and says, "We will meet you in 30 tides. Prepare your army. We will march on Redport."
Fucking hell.
The Kuatoa, all their gills flap as they exhale quickly. You're not sure what that means. It could be laughter. It could be excitement. Fuck, who knows? It's just all their gills go,
Okay.
and they
Good.
back into the water. Chieftain
Yes.
leaving last.
We will rule. We will rule these lands. You will rule these lands.
We will rule the
Let's-
seas.
Oh, I thought I was talking to the Hobgoblin, but sure, yeah.
Oh, if you were speaking in Hobgoblin, that is not the reply.
Well, I would. I mean, if he's still there, I'll sure. I'll say that in common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That was my point.
The Kuatoa depart. Your chieftain looks to you, and then Hobgoblin says, "You must find these ogres. You must find these giants. Bring them here. We will meet again with these Kuatoa in 30 tides, however long that is.
2 weeks. I say.
A fortnight. So be it."
I must head west. I say, to the hills. That is where I will find our giants. God, how am I ever?
Give me a
gonna
charisma check.
get- No. RD20 plus 6.
Nothing.
16.
No change. Your chieftain nods and says to the rest of the tribe, "Have you heard? Or for those of you that do not speak the filthy tongue of the humans around here, our great priest will take to the hills. He will find ogres, he will find giants, and bring them with us. And the 4 tribes, hobgoblins, fishmen, ogres, giants, together we shall crush the humans of Redport and plunder them for our riches." And the whole tribe goes, "Rah!"
Silak is very nervous.
Silak has a big job before him.
Indeed.
The hobgoblins all celebrate for a little bit. And what do you do?
I think I will retreat to my tent.
You have
And-
retreated to your tent.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pray, or whatever it is that I do. So get my own little personal fire going, and light some ceremonial herbs, sagebrush, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If I have any sacrifices to toss in there.
Do you have anything to sacrifice?
Got a hobgoblin's hand. I don't think I'm going to make a sacrifice necessarily, but I will contemplate, pray for a vision, and that's all. Spend the evening. Yeah, in meditation, contemplation. I don't know that I'm a cleric. Of course, I'm praying, but I think it's more just scheming out how the fuck I'm going to find giants in a week.
Right?
Yeah, I'm assuming there's got to be something in those hills to the west. Have I heard any tales of ogres or giants?
Absolutely. You've heard tales of both ogres and giants in the hills to the west.
Oh, perfect. I was just going based on D&D stereotypes.
You didn't actually... I don't remember what the vision was, but the vision didn't tell you of what races?
I think there were giants, but at this point it's all pretty hazy. I don't remember what you were
The
originally
hills have ogres and orcs and giants, a few trolls, a few lizard men. There's a rock that lives in the hills, or maybe a nest of rocks that no one really knows. Occasionally, they'll like fly out over the plains and pick things up. And just other nasty creatures that live there. In fact, let me give you a complete list of things that live in the hills. I'll just tell it to you, and you can kind of remember or not remember as you please. There are bears, dogs, ogres, orcs, giant scorpions of various sizes, ridiculously large bats, mountain lions, griffins, hobgoblins. There's a different tribe there. Scorpions, I already said. Trolls, wyverns, wargs, behir, giants, lizards, like really big lizards, just huge lizards. There's a tribe of wereboars that live there, actually, that you've had a few dealings with in the past, but not many. You guys are not on the best of terms, but you're on like neutral terms usually. There's some saber-toothed tigers, giant wasps, lacrotas. There's a greater basilisk that roams the plains and hills, and just kind of this whole area is his territory. There's a chimera. There's rumors of earth and air themselves taking shape in the hills, and just like scary spiders and shit. These are all the nasty things that live in the hills, in addition to the dwarves and the humans and the gnomes.
Oh, fuck. I speak giant. It's almost like I planned this.
It's almost.
Or maybe Verasi laid all the plans. Okay.
So, what do you do?
So I spend that night in contemplation. The elf is there for this whole event. Probably frustrated, the tent's filling up with smoke, and I'm just sitting there in silence, staring into the flames. So next day, I guess. I wonder if, God, I've only got first level spells. None of these are going to charm a giant or anything. And I won't even get to check my man trap. I'll probably head west first light.
Okay, you can head west at first light if you desire. What do you do? Just head west?
Yeah. I'll take my elf with me. I hope that none of the giants. I hope they don't want to eat her. Am I given any? I mean, like the chieftain isn't like, here, take my hobgoblins. He's just like,
nope. He just sends you off on your own.
Yeah. Kind of locate animals and plants, but that's only got a range of like 100 yards. All right. Well, we will see.
Okay. You head westward along the beach the whole way?
No, I'm going to head inland. So I'm going to like beeline to the hills south of Hillsborough.
Okay. How long will it take you to get there? If you're about here, oh, it's 25 miles. You can get there. If you push it, you can get there at the end of the day.
I don't think I'll push it. I think we'll probably make camp at the edge of the hills or something like that.
Okay.
Walking in silence with my elf. I think I will mention to her that we are heading to the hills to unite the creatures there.
She asks you, to what end?
A storm is brewing. A great wildfire will sweep across these lands. The age of men is coming to an end. Their cities will crumble.
She nods slowly.
You are fortunate to have been taken by us. Your chances of surviving are greatly improved. Perhaps you may even find the light in the darkness, and I trail off.
Okay. One sec.
God. When do I get XP? At the end of the session?
We can do XP now if you want.
I don't know if it would level me up. That may make a difference if I'm.
Well, you've been traveling for a few days. Let's see. What did you do last week?
I can't remember. I killed a few men, but I think that's about it.
You killed some people. Today you've killed some more people. You've set a trap. You've negotiated or kind of negotiated between the Kuoto and your people.
Yeah, last
And
episode I made the skeletal hand.
That's right. Oh, you did the whole skeletal hand quest.
Mm-hmm. Gathered like the scorpion, or sent someone to get the scorpion venom.
7, 8, 9.
I can't even remember how many people I killed though. Yeah, I killed those soldiers from Redport.
So I think I'm going to give you 1,200 experience for everything from last week and this week up till now.
Okay, I don't think that actually winds up mattering. Oh, that will... No, not quite. It's a 6.
No, because that's 600 to each class.
Mm-hmm. Bring me to 1,100. Plus 10% though, which is 110. Oh. You bastard. I'm 40 short of...
Oh God, that's the worst.
All right. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Still level 1 going into the hills.
Okay. All right. You approach the hills. By the end of the day, you are still out in the plains.
Mm-hmm.
But before you make camp, as you're still walking, you can see the hills rising in the distance, but you can feel the sun setting at your back. Your shadows... No, your sun sets before you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to squint into the hills as you go. When you spot this semi-large opening into the ground, it's about... I don't know, what is a circle of arms? Like 2.5 feet across?
Detect traps.
What is your detect traps chance?
20%.
You detect no traps.
Also have a 40% chance to detect new construction, sloping passages as a hobgoblin.
You detect no new construction. Your eyes tell you there's a sloping passage. It leads in towards the ground a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of strange because you're out in this like plainsy hills sort of area, and all of a sudden there's like a shaft into the ground.
But it's not new. Can I tell if it's...
Well, yeah, you can't tell if it's new or not.
Well, that's what the detect new construction is.
You fail your detect new construction check.
Okay, so I don't know whether it's fresh. Does it look man-made or...
No, it's too small to be human-made. It could be made by human children. It could be made by gnomes. It could be made by some sort of natural or magical creature. It's still a few hours before sunset, so you can keep walking and ignore it. But you do pass this strange opening in the hole in the ground.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some burrowing creature in there that I probably don't want to fuck with.
What do you do?
I don't fuck with it.
Okay.
I think I keep going. What?
Didn't know if there was a second sneeze coming. I don't think it's going to arrive, but it's on the way. So you leave the hole behind and make camp that night. The night passes pretty uneventfully, as most nights do out in the plains. In the morning, you see the rock flying. For those of you that don't know what a rock is, it's imagine like an eagle with 60-foot wingspan. It's just a giant fucking eagle. It can pick up an elephant.
So there's a rock that lives
in the mountains. Yes. Maybe it's not 60 feet. Maybe it's like 120 feet or something. What is the wingspan of a rock?
So are those mountains not hills?
Those are hills, not mountains.
Okay, so the rock lives there, or does the rock live? I don't see any mountains on this.
No one really knows. It doesn't live out in the plains, that's for sure.
Okay.
60-foot long plus wingspan. It is a gargantuan creature with 18 hit dice.
Imagine if I could bring that back to the tribe.
10,000 experience. Plus 17 to hit. 3d6 damage. Or 4d6 with a bite. Yeah. Be careful of them. That plus 17 to hit is pretty crucial. Anyway, you see this just flying over the plains. It does that every now and then, and everyone just pretty much leaves it alone.
Yeah, we probably even like take cover under a tree or something and let it pass.
Yeah, it passes. It poses no threat to you. Well, it does not seem to want to pose a threat to you. Anyway, before noon, you've reached the hills. They are hilly.
Before noon?
Yeah, because it was 25 miles away, so you got about 20 miles yesterday, 5 miles today.
Okay, I didn't realize we had camped. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Before noon, you make it to the hills. Your tribe, your territory ends at the hills. Occasionally, your tribe has gone in the hills to chat with the hobgoblins that live there, or to do something else, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah. Do I have any is there a sigil of the firebrand? Like, am I branded?
There is no sigil yet. Okay. You could create one and try and pitch it.
We have one. Don't we have a banner? I definitely saw one in my vision.
You did see a banner in your vision.
But we don't actually have a banner?
Nope.
Oh. That is important, I guess.
Yep.
Good to know. Okay. So I trudge into the hills. I've had no visions from Verasi.
Not yet. Nope.
I ascend into the hills and hope that she will guide my way.
The hills are not a deep area. They're only like 25 miles across, but they are long. It's like 60 miles worth of hills top to bottom, but only 25 left to right.
I'm going to stay away from, or give Hillsborough and Rockwave a wide berth and sort of cut straight through the center of the hills. I'm going to point out to the elf how to use her chain as a weapon as we're like walking through the hills. Like if you grab the chain, you can use it to whip off giant scorpions if we get attacked.
Oh, okay.
Meek elves, I mutter in Hobgoblin.
You guys approach the hills. What would you like to do in the hills? Are you cutting across to the side? Are you walking up and down?
I'm going to cut across. Can you see my measurements on
I
here?
can.
Yeah, so I'm avoiding the human settlements, cutting through the hills, and waiting for a vision from on high or an accidental encounter. Hills are probably pretty dangerous for a level 1 character.
Probably.
Is there music?
Oh, there should be. I've been forgetting all about the music today.
I even sent you a message.
You did? On Zoom? You did. Oh, I've forgotten all about the music. Okay, so you are walking through the hills. Give me a perception check, please.
Can do. 22.
Nice. You spot a group of hobgoblins trudging through a valley between the hills. They have a banner at the front of their party, and it looks like it's some sort of caltrops on the banner.
Okay.
You're like cresting a hill as you look down into this valley and see them.
All right. I grabbed my slave's chain in my left hand, and I wave to the hobgoblins.
They don't seem to notice you.
Then I will shout to the hobgoblins in Hobgoblin.
You get a loud shout
Brothers!
that echoes off the hills. They spot you and
wave.
immediately send a group of 7 out to meet you.
How many total are there?
Maybe 45? There's no supply wagons, there's no slaves, there's no riders. Everyone looks like a warrior in this group.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, 7 of the warriors come out towards you to meet you. You're still a few hundred yards off from one another.
Okay. I approach them.
Okay.
Can I tell if any of them is the chieftain or?
None of them are the chieftain. That is very clear.
Okay.
You recognize their sigil as the Spikedfoot clan.
Are they? They're probably larger than us, or?
No, they're roughly the same size.
Okay.
Just a different clan of hobgoblins that they and another clan split the hills between the two of them.
Okay.
And the group that approaches you, one of them steps forward and says, "Who are you? Are you one of the firebranders from the plains?"
Indeed. My name is Silak, High Priest of the Firebrand.
We have no use for you flatlanders. What do you do in our territory?
Can I treat with your chieftain?
You treat with me.
I sort of give him the snarl. Say, I head west into the hills on a holy quest from our mistress on high. And at that point, I command my hand to start crawling, up the side of my face.
They give you a squinting glare.
I think your chieftain would like to hear of my visions. Do they have a priest in this tribe?
You don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I should have grabbed that religion proficiency.
You treat with me. What visions have you had? From who?
Varasi herself. Redport will fall. The firebrands are uniting with beasts from the sea. I'm here to rally the giants. Lighthouse Keep will fall into the ocean. Your chieftain would like to hear this.
What business is it of ours? We have no dealings with Redport. They are far off.
Yes, but They have united with Hillsborough. The men are arming themselves for war. Surely you have seen an increase in the amount of human soldier activity, preparing ambushes, quelling your raids.
Maybe we have.
Besides, there is much plunder in the keeps.
He growls, kind of glares at you a little bit. Give me a charisma check.
I am not the one that they should have sent to negotiate.
Well, you're the one with the vision.
No. 17. So
I challenge you to a duel, Firebrander. Should I win, I get your slave. Should you win, you can treat with our leader.
I size him up. Probably a lot bigger than me. Very well. Dismount?
They weren't mounted. They were on foot.
Oh, they weren't.
Yeah.
Okay. I let go of the chain and nod to my slave to back up.
She
I say-
scurries away.
I say stay in Hobgoblin, even though she doesn't understand what I'm saying. More to show the other Hobgoblins that make it look like... anyways.
Yeah.
I draw a blade in each hand, sort of circle back a little bit, and then look this... Does he draw a weapon?
He draws a heavy battle axe in his hands.
All right. I am casting a command. I'm looking straight into his eyes, and yeah. Do you want to? Shall we roll?
I
for
want
initiative?
initiative. Yeah.
6.
13. Oh yeah, you go way before him.
Okay. So he draws his axe. I draw my blades, look him square in the eye, and in Hobgoblin I say, "Kneel."
He drops to one knee before you.
And yeah,
For
and
his
I
turn.
approach him, and I attempt to slay him. So
He's kneeling
Next.
before you, so you get initiative for the next round. We
Yeah.
roll initiative, and then hopefully you go first again. Oh God, he rolled a 16 on his initiative.
a 7.
Okay, you
I'm
go
going to
first.
circle around behind him. There's no way I can get like a back attack out of this, but
I mean, he's kneeling. He has his battle axe. You point at him. You say kneel. He drops to one knee, bows his head a little bit. So you have a few seconds in which you can walk around behind him if you
so I'm
like.
going to pull the same move I pulled at the beginning of the very first episode. Circle right behind him and just run a blade across his throat.
1 second, Ryan. Hold on.
Alright. So how's it going, chat? Am I fucked? Bull terrorist is saying that hobgoblins speak goblin. That's all pretty setting specific. So we don't necessarily. This is Neil's universe, so we're not necessarily going by whatever D&D rule set suggested that.
Okay,
I
I'm
think
back.
Hobgoblin.
Sorry.
All right. So, anyways, am I rolling to hit?
Yeah. So he's kneeling
Back
before you.
attack.
You circle around him. He's
Back attack
and high ground.
and high ground, so +3,
Yeah.
14. What is
you
what's his
stab
armor?
his studded leather. You cut through his armor. Give me a damage roll there.
4 points of damage.
Okay. And your second attack.
There's no second attack.
Oh, you're not dual wielding.
No.
Okay.
I would have had a penalty on that if I was dueling.
He drops to the ground, rolls onto his back, and takes a swipe with his axe at your legs.
DC 14.
No, he
Is he
swings
prone?
low. What?
Okay.
He's on his back.
Okay.
He swings low, misses, and clambers to his feet before you, growling, "What foul treachery is this? The words you speak are tainted in the air."
Yikes. 10.
He goes at 17.
Okay. I close.
I speak from on high. You have witnessed this. Verossi wishes you dead.
You plunge your dagger into him for a point of damage. He takes a few
Miss with
steps
the second
backwards.
I miss as he backs up.
Remember, you asked for this duel.
Okay, so does he come at me for his attack?
He does. Comes with a big wide swing and connects with your body, dealing you 3 points of damage as the battle axe bites into your side. Did you heal the 4 HP from 4 days of rest?
Yeah, I'm full. All right, initiative.
The other hobgoblins are standing around, kind of. Fucking battle axes are slow. He goes at 12. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. He steps forward again, swinging as he goes. His battle axe cuts into your leather armor on the side, but not hurting you.
All right.
He grumbles to you, "You are a capable fighter. Your witchcraft will be your downfall, though."
All right. 7 on initiative.
Okay, you go first again. His minimum roll is an 8.
10, no.
Nope.
And 13, no.
Studded leather is 12. No,
Okay.
studded leather is 13. That's a hit.
Okay. D4, another 1, so I think that's 6 total. Leading like a stuck pig, but not going down.
Okay. He takes a few steps back and puts his battle axe over his shoulder, gives you a broad smile, and says,
I sink, sink, sink. I clink my knives together.
You are a worthy foe. The Firebrand tribe is... Well, there's a reason you control the plains. Congratulations, warrior. I will give you an audience with our chief. He seems to laugh off his injuries.
I was not lying when I said that Verossi wanted you dead. You still owe her a soul. The next foe you slay in combat. It is hers.
We shall see.
And I sheathe my blades. And I, very obviously in front of them, knit my flesh back together with the Cure Light wounds.
How much do you knit?
Oops. 6.
Nice.
So I'm back at full.
Okay. He leads you with the rest of his group down towards the rest of the tribe. And on that note, let's take our break and come back with our 4th act. See you guys on the other side. Bye-bye. I have to hit the button.